Hey guys, so yeah, I wanted to start a coffee break segment, 10 minutes-ish, once a week or so, for me to be able to encourage you guys through music and also any nuggets or words of wisdom that I might have for the day. I wanted to put this together to provide some real just relaxation, whether it's time to sit back, chill, if you're on the couch and you just want some music to listen to, or if you are driving on your way to work, or if you're having coffee like me. That's what I want to be able to provide for you with this. My goal is to, at the end of each coffee break, to be able to play at least a few good minutes, maybe a couple different songs of music. So stick around, I'm definitely going to be playing after I'm done talking. During COVID, my wife and I got this espresso maker because I wasn't going anywhere for coffee anymore. And I was like, should we get this thing? And I'm telling you, it's like one of those things where I was like, I need something to look forward to when I get home from work. And so we make our own espresso now. We make cappuccino. We make iced coffees. Coffee, music, chill time, hanging out with the family, whatever it is. I just like to be able to kick back for a minute and just like you do, I'm sure, to relax. So what I wanted to talk about today, I thought it was really important for you to get to know the person behind this screen, because I think that stories resonate better when you know the person behind. So I am a physical therapist by trade. I've been doing it 19 years, but let me rewind to when I was really young and I started tinkering on the piano, and I was able to figure out songs kind of on my own without sheet music. I started taking lessons. I drove my piano teacher crazy because I would like do my own thing. And she's like, look at the music. I'm like, I don't want to, right? Because I have this stuff going on in my head where I want to try to figure out like songs. And I know there are people that resonates with, because when you play by ear, it's different than reading music. It's like a different language, right? From there, I'll fast forward to trying to make that big decision of what I want to do for the rest of my life, right? Hey, I'm 18, I have to figure out the rest of my life, right? Yeah, man, oh man, I always tell my nieces and nephews, I'm like, man, you don't necessarily have to know exactly what you want to do right now that you're 17 or 18, because trust me, there's a lot of time ahead of you that you just, ideas change and passions change and things change. So there I was going to college campus and looking around, and I'm like, okay, well, I know my brother's a physical therapist. It seems cool. And so there I am on Quinnipiac and University of Hartford campuses, and I'm deciding between the two. Got into both. I was looking through Quinnipiac's campus. I didn't see any pianos. No matter where I looked, I didn't find pianos, okay? Do you see where I'm going with this? I went to University of Hartford. They've got a music school on campus. I see like 30, 40 pianos in a building right next to the library. I made my determination. That was one of my biggest reasons why I went to University of Hartford to study physical therapy, something entirely unrelated to piano, but it was because in my heart, I was like, man, I can't let go of that. Like, it needs to be a part of me. So what I would do with my then girlfriend, now wife, is we would be at the library. I'd be like, I need to take a break. Let's go play the piano. And she'd come with me and we'd chill and we'd play the piano. And it was like right next door to the library, so it was awesome. And man, whatever I do with gusto, right? So I graduated college. I went on to become a physical therapist. I went on to get certifications, specialty certifications, in order to really serve the population that I was seeing, to be able to bring them my very best, right? And that was great. Many years in, what I started feeling was there's something in my heart that is not fully fulfilled right now, okay? Early on when you're in career, it's kind of like, okay, well, I guess you do this for 35 years and then you retire. Is that how this works, right? Is that the way this is gonna go? And so early on, I was like, well, yeah, that's how this is gonna go. And then I would always find myself saying in the background, well, I hope someday I do something with my music, but blah, blah, blah. I hope one day, I'd always say that, maybe someday I'll do something with my piano. And finally, like 13, 14 years in, I start getting this nudge of, there's something more for you, Dan, than just physical therapy in order for career. What that is, I don't know. So I'm a man of faith, and I would pray, and I'm like, God, what is it that you have for me? This feeling of not feeling fully fulfilled where I'm at. I want to support my family. I want to support my wife. I want to provide for college if my kids want to go to college one day. These are all things that I need to be able to do. I can't just follow my dreams, right? Like, what do you do? So this praying went on for a couple of years, and then it turned into praying for patience while I was waiting for these ideas to reveal themselves, until finally one day we had a family party. My nephew was watching me play the piano, and he had his phone up recording me. And I like saw him from the corner of my eye, and I'm like, what, does he seriously think I'm that like cool? Like, here he is 17, I'm like a adult. And so he's videoing me, and I think he may have shared it with a friend or something like that. And I thought to myself, this is something I've done my whole life. Like, I'll hear music and I'll be able to figure it out, and I'll be able to put it on the piano. He thought it was cool enough to be able to record. About a week later, I'm playing the piano, and it was almost like God kind of like hit me over the head, like, Dan, like, I gave you this gift to be able to figure out how to figure out any song you hear on the radio or from a movie and put it onto piano, such to the extent that it makes people say, how do you do that? And I'm always like, I don't know, right? I gave you this gift. Would you consider pursuing that, right? And so I stood up and I walked to the kitchen, and I'm like, Lorraine, is this a crazy idea? Like, do you think that I could ever actually make money playing the piano? Like, do you think that I could do that? And she looks at me and she's like, I don't know. She's like, but the risk is very low. So the best that I could do was bring myself to a recording studio, form a website, and put myself out there. Should I be a wedding pianist? Should I play for cocktail hours? Should I play for events? Maybe let's try out all of it. Let's see where this goes. So I did all that. That was about 2 months before COVID hit, right? So I remember there being a long period of time where anything actually materialized, right? This is not a all rainbows and ponies and unicorns story of like immediate success. You did it. You followed your dream, right? I called every hotel in my area. I called all the restaurants. I called all the wedding venues that I could think of. And it was like crickets, silence. No one called me back. I'm like, this is crazy. But then again, we were in COVID, right? During that time of waiting, you get all of those feelings of uncertainty and self-doubt. And Dan, who are you to think that you can actually do something with your music, right? All these negative feelings of, you didn't go to university for music, you went for physical therapy. Aren't you supposed to do physical therapy until the day that you die, or until the day that you retire, right? Are you good enough? You didn't go to Berkeley, you didn't go to Juilliard. There's so many people that are so much better than you, and you're not strong enough. You can't just wake up and change your career like that, right? All these feelings. Until finally something happened, and I got my first booking, and then my second. And every time I would get a booking, whether it was a wedding or something else, I would always, thank you God, I would always get excellent feedback. And that's been one of those things that has validated it like every time. And so now that I've done it for a year and a half, so this past year I've got 17 weddings booked and tons of events. And it's just awesome to see how God works and helps momentum. So it went from 0 to 20 to 50 and maybe 60. I'm at a point where I can only do what I can do, and I can't take all the weddings that are being offered to me because I want to make sure that I'm here for the family and all that good stuff, right? But the beauty of it is that I went after it, and it has actually materialized to a point where I was able to drop down my hours as a physical therapist to be able to really pursue that with more gusto and even more passion. And it's just been an absolute blessing. So if you are someone that this resonates with, if you are someone who feels like this deep feeling of there is something more for me and I have this passion, I love hearing those stories. I love entrepreneurship because there's such a large percentage of us that say, well, this is what I'm supposed to do until the day I retire, and I guess I have to follow that, right? So if you're one of those that has followed your passion into a different type of career, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Let us all know. These are uplifting, encouraging stories. So what I'm going to do now is lead you with some music to just chill and relax. Before I forget, please, if you like this video and subscribe, it'll allow me to be able to bring more of this type of thing to you, more music and more good stuff. So I love that you're here. I appreciate you being here, part of the family and part of this this journey. So.